What's up, everybody? What's going on, folks? Welcome to the True Trading Group live stream. My name is Michael Edward, former award-winning hedge fund trader, now the current head trader at True Trading Group. For those that don't know, TTG is the fastest growing online premium educational platform that is available today. At TTG, results matter because we've got one simple goal. That's to help you to learn, trade, and profit. If you are new, make sure you like and share this video, but more importantly, make sure you're subscribed to the channel because 6 next week, Sunday through Friday, we go live totally for free right here with myself, other teaching pro moderators, and also some special guests. I've got a special one here for you guys tonight. We drop golden nuggets and provide you with free lessons and education that are going to help make you a better trader. But why should you listen to any of the stuff that we talk about on these live streams? Guys, I didn't figure this stuff out on my own. Began my career working for a fund in New York City, my first job right out of college. Then 2008 happened. That was the Great Recession. The stock market crashed. But during that time, I went on to receive one of the firm's Trader of the Year awards. Now, since then, and perhaps even more importantly, my team and I at True Trading Group have helped thousands of retail traders from all walks of life, from all over the world, achieve peace of mind by getting financial freedom, by learning how to trade stocks, options, and crypto. At TTG, we teach you how to fish, how to stand on your own 2 feet, how to become a self-sufficient trader. Despite what you guys might read about online, trading is not a get-rich-quick scheme, but it's not gambling either. It's a skill. It's a skill that needs to be learned just like any other, especially since it's a skill that can help you guys reach financial goals you never thought were possible. Before I go any further, before I bring on my boy Matt Kohrs, he's joining us here tonight on the TC live stream. I got to have a quick little heart-to-heart with my TC fam for a moment. Listen up. Adam and myself, for those who don't know who Adam is my business partner, co-founder of True Trading. We literally spend every waking moment of our lives working to help improve the TTG platform and, most importantly, the members within it. TTG, at the end of the day, is also a business, though. It's a business that banks its success on the success of its members. That is how TTG has grown, and that is how we are going to continue to grow. Not based on empty promises and some BS, but real, actual results. Last night I came on here and I gave my analysis on the markets based on today's Fed meeting. Today in chat at around 2:15 p.m., immediately following the announcement, prior to the Q&A session, I gave a couple different scenarios explaining exactly what to do if the markets were going to move up or down. This is before the Fed meeting, based on what the markets were going to do, depending on what happened with the Fed meeting. What the announcement was, I talked about 2 very specific game plans. If the Fed does this, look for this one scenario to take place. If the Fed does this, look for another scenario to take place. And then at 2:15, right after the announcement actually came out, I went over my analysis on that and kind of told everybody that this is actually a bullish Fed announcement. I gave you guys a specific game plan there. I had every full and all complete intention to trade the movement of this market either way. Throughout the Fed announcement and press conference, I was actually ignoring phone calls from a family member. However, at that exact moment, the market started to move, and I received a very disturbing text from my parents telling me to call them immediately. So I did. And as a result of taking that phone call, and being given some not so great news, I was actually unable to catch the trade in the SPY today. I come in here every single night, and I talk about learning how to fish. I talk about learning how to stand on your own 2 feet. And the response that I saw from some members in chat today, and I say some, not all, the vast majority of members were actually supportive, but some of the comments that I saw from members in chat today, my response to you are literally do better as a human being. If you're a trader, you guys have to realize you're the ultimate entrepreneur. If you have to wait for me to always tell you what to do, you're not an entrepreneur, you are my employee. Jason Simmons, a professor, one of our teaching moderators in chat, he says it all the time. Bosses turn their friends into bosses, and that is what we do in True Trading Group. We turn you into your own boss. If you're looking for trade alerts to follow blindly and don't want to learn how to do this on your own, then True Trading Group is not for you. There's plenty of other services out there that would gladly take your money and then, never give a damn about whether you succeed or fail. So A lot of other services out there would love to just spoon feed you the BS that you want to hear. That's not True Trading Group. At True Trading Group, it is every single one of our moderators and members' goals and missions to help empower the retail trader by providing them professional education, but as well as access to professional tools and resources. And there were some people today that were upset that I didn't call out a trade in the SPY because I had some other more very personal matters that I had to attend to that actually caused me to miss my trade. Even though exactly 10 minutes prior to me having to take this phone call, I gave an analysis where I told people that this announcement from the Fed is bullish. Okay. And then if we were able to get through a particular level, that I thought the markets had a chance to climb higher today. We talked about that literally about 10 minutes before I had to take that phone call. Now, what did make me feel better today was actually seeing a lot of members able to capitalize on that analysis. A lot of members in chat took that analysis when I told people that this is actually a bullish statement because, and I'm going to talk about this in just a bit. I mean, Matt's going to come on, him and I will kind of shoot about. I was going to say shoot the shit. I try not to curse on here. We're going to talk about it, but I'll go over with you guys. If you've been watching my live streams for the last couple of days, I've been laying out for you very, very specific information that you had to watch for with the Fed meeting in order for it to be bullish or bearish in the overall markets. And then we got that particular information and it was absolutely bullish today. And a lot of members did capitalize on that trade. So it does make me feel a lot better. It does make me feel a lot better to see so many members in chat capitalize on that price action and capitalize on that analysis. Let me see here. So a comment on chat. I did my own trades, SPY puts and calls today. Made a lot of money, and I hope all is well with you. Thank you, Tony. Appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. Appreciate you very, very much. Okay. Appreciate you very, very much. So yeah, I just think that we need to just kind of have a little open discussion about that. I will always walk you guys through my analysis and my thought process because I want you to not only understand, what's going on in my head, but why do I do the things that I do? The why is more important than the what. What happens if, God forbid, something happens to me in 2 years? You're going to stop making money in the markets? Are you going to stop making money if I'm not around in 2 years? Who knows? I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know what can happen. The TG platform is designed for you guys to actually learn how to implement all of these things on your own. So that when scenarios like this actually happen, you're still able to make money. You're still able to make money because when the analysis is given, not only can you conduct your own analysis, but when I give you an analysis, you know what to do with it. And you're not sitting there just waiting for some type of a trade alert. Now, I understand there's a lot of new traders, a lot of new people that rely on my trade alerts and other moderators' trade alerts, and you follow our trade alerts, and that's fine too. We call out our trades in advance and in real time anyway, so you guys can follow those trades too. But there's also going to be times where maybe like today, something happens and I'm actually pulled away from my desk and I actually can't focus on trading because something had taken place that just completely caught me off guard, and it wasn't very great news, and I was just off for the rest of that time. So this is why an education is just so damn important. So congratulations to my members. I took that analysis and you guys executed beautifully and caught some really great action on some SPY call options today. And props to Glenny, one of our moderators in chat too. Right before the Fed announcement, he came on and said, guys, just be careful. That first move is usually the wrong one. And he was correct. The first knee-jerk reaction was to the downside in markets, and then we exploded and ripped everybody's face off to the upside. So something I just wanted to kind of touch upon right there before we dive in and talk about the rest of the day today with the Fed and the SPY and the overall markets. Okay, we have a lot to get into here tonight, though. Okay. We're going to start things off with a 15-20-minute Q&A. We're going to get some time for people to log on and to join the stream. Then I'll talk to you guys very briefly about the TeachD membership itself, the discounts, incentives that we have for those that are interested in joining. And then, like I said, we're going to be going over stock market crash or stock market rally from today's Fed meeting. Is the Santa Claus Rally now officially back on? But in order for you guys to really make the most out of this stream and out of the markets and the action that is to follow, is you got to get educated. And that starts right here, right now. And then later at the very end of the live stream, for those interested, I'll show you the entire TeachD platform. Yes, I said platform. We are not just a trade alert service with a chat room. Do not mistake us for other services. We provide a platform of tools and resources and education to help you guys become better traders. All right. So listen up. We're about to start that Q&A session. I'm going to bring my guest on. My boy, Mr. Matt Kohrs, is going to be coming on and joining me here in just a moment. So guys, start typing your questions in chat right now. Don't be shy. Don't be embarrassed. The only way for you to learn is to ask questions. So begin typing your questions in chat right now, and let's go ahead and begin that Q&A.
Hey. What's going on, Mike? How are you?
I love the hat, man. I love the hat. And actually, as soon as I came on and I saw you had your Santa hat on, I was like, shit, I should run and go get mine. And it could be the little Santa Claus Rally live stream, but I didn't have enough time.
Hey, I get it. Well, you'll have a couple more streams between now and the 25th to get this on. While we're waiting for some of these questions to come in, I was listening to a little bit of your pre-log there. And one thing I want to say, not necessarily to you, Mike, but to the rest of the community, whether it's my community or the TTG fam, one thing I want to point out is you said you had something far more personal to come on. And if you've ever seen Key and Peele, I'd like this opportunity to be a little bit of your anger translator. What Mike really wanted to say was he had something far more important going on. Folks, that's why you're doing this. You're doing this to be able to have a little bit more freedom with your friends and family and whatever you personally want to do. He very much meant to say far more important, because that's what this is. Trading isn't the most important thing. It's the tool that gets you there, gets you where you want to go, which is so much more important to understand. That's why it's the tool set. Whether it's me, Mike, or any other person you listen to out there, you need to develop the skill set for yourself, or you're not going to get to where you want to be. On a far less, I guess, personal, important level, I experienced that with AMC and Jimmy. Matt, why isn't the chart up right now? I don't know. If you're a diamond-handed ape, you don't need to watch every single minute of it. It doesn't really matter. Me being there, whether I take an off day or not, I hope to teach the skill set that you can rely on yourself, because when shit hits the fan, Mike's not the one buying and selling for you. I'm not the one buying and selling for you. If there's a moment of panic and you don't know what to do, not trading is also a decision. Cash is a position. You don't have to actively trade. If you're not comfortable, don't be in the trade to begin with. Mike, I don't want to steal away anything from you, but this is hot right now with emotions and holidays and the market and volatility, money going up and down in everyone's P&L. Right now in the AMC GME community, the stocks are down 40+% in the past couple of weeks. It's rough. Yeah. But at a certain point, everyone has to step up to home plate and take a little bit of responsibility for what's actually going on. You are the people buying and selling. It is your own financial well-being. At bat, do your best. All right. With that being said, Adam, what kind of questions do we have? Nothing. We'll talk about the Santa hat.
All right.
Well, we're waiting for it to come in. The Fed meeting today, it just feels like the Santa rally. That's why I want to put the hat on. They're like, Powell's like, we'll go. He's like, you want to pay for presents? Let's go.
I got to tell you something. This guy, Jerome Powell, my hat is off to this man, because he has done, throughout this entire process, he has done such a phenomenal job of carefully navigating every single word to meticulous perfection. I mean, this guy doesn't miss a beat. And some of the people that asked him questions during the Q&A, they tried to stump him up. There were some really, really important questions that were asked, And I'm going to get into this a little bit later too on the live stream. I'll break down the whole Fed meeting, and I'll break down the questions that were asked and the things that he said. But I mean, man, he could not have done a better job to just calm the market's fears, just make everybody realize that, hey, the Fed is still in control. And that's what he did today. More so than anything else, he let the markets know that the Fed, and listen, whether this is window dressing or not, it is what it is. The result's what the result was. This is how the markets took it. He let the whole world know that the Fed still believes they're in front of inflation. He didn't make anybody think they're behind the curve.
Yeah.
And that was the fear. Everybody wanted to see, because a lot's changed since November. You got some really crazy numbers that came out inflation-wise. Everybody expected the taper increase, but he came out very definitively, very sternly, very professionally, and basically let everybody know that we're not behind the curve. And the markets were like, wow, we're good. And there's specific things about like rate expectations and stuff like that we'll talk about, because there's the rate expectations are the big key. I'll just touch upon this actually really quickly, Matt, because I'll just, we'll kind of talk about it maybe just real briefly, and then we'll get to the Q&A. But the biggest thing for me was the rate expectation of 2022, 2023, and 2024, expecting a rate of 0.9% in 2022, 1.6 in 23, and 2.1 in 24. Those are still extremely low interest rates, very low interest rates. And that is not the forecast of a Fed that believes they are behind on inflation. Because if the Fed is truly behind on inflation, you'll see 2% interest rates next year, not 0.9. You'll see 2.25 or 2.5 if they're really behind the curve. So that far out, you're talking about 2024 being at 2.1%. That's still a very low interest rate.
Yeah.
And that's what the markets were like. Even though the dot plot got moved forward, it wasn't so much that the dot plot getting moved forward slightly, more people expecting rate hikes sooner, but the rate hikes themselves are very slow. And that's where the markets were like, we're good. And that's where the markets rallied.
I mean, what was that one question? It was about reference to the dot plots from September, and they're like, yeah, we don't really talk about that. Like, he just brushed it off. He was just like, no, we don't. Like, don't worry about that.
The dot plots are just,
yeah,
it's not policy. And that's what he kept saying. Even when the dot plots started to get moved forward, it's not policy. And even though someone wants to raise rates at a sooner date, if the rate hike is, first of all, it's not policy, just what a couple of voting members believe, but what that rate hike's actually going to be, is it just going to be a quarter basis point, or is it going to be 50 basis points? That's important. And that's, I really believe that was the backbone of the rally that you saw today, was because if the Fed really thought they were behind on inflation, even if they tried to window dress it today, those expectations for rate hikes would have been higher. You would have seen like 1.5 in 2022. You would have looked for like 5 or 6 rate hikes next year if they were behind on inflation. They don't think they are. Now, whether they're right or wrong, that's still yet to be seen, but that's why the markets rallied. The market said the Fed is looking inflation dead in the face, and they're not budging. The Fed and inflation are playing chicken, and the Fed is not budging. Yeah. And you also had a lot of analysts come out and say that they believe that the PPI and CPI numbers we saw this week, which are astronomically high, that they think that that's the peak. So that also kind of helped that a little bit as well. And I just think that that's why you got that Santa Claus rally. So,
yeah. I mean, I think at first there was, I don't know if it was like the natural language processing, like algorithms that went haywire, because of course, like the first knee-jerk reaction is typically wrong, like you were saying, but it was kind of weird because I even think in CNBC article was saying they might be pricing in 3 rate hikes. And I was like, I listened to it and I listened to the questions. I was like, they didn't even address the number of rate hikes. So for something went weird at first, was like, oh my God, they're coming out of 3, because it wasn't many months ago where some people were predicting potentially 0 in 2022. And now we've all pretty much assumed 1 by June, maybe 2 by December. But at first, I don't know, someone's algorithm went wrong and they were selling, and like there was a little bit, but instantaneously people were like, never mind, we're good. And like they're going to keep backstopping it. And like it was, the market hates unknowns. The unknown, this situation was, how hawkish are they going to be? Turns out pretty dovish. Like maybe not as dovish as they've been. They did speed up tapering, but overall still pretty dovish. People were like, okay, cool. Back to what we know. Bye. And we're just now seeing that. I would in no way be surprised. What is today? It is the 15th. I would in no way be surprised if we see a new all-time high in the major indices and also the big players. I mean, Apple's nipping at the heels of 3 trillion. It's like a couple dollars short. Microsoft's looking good. Nvidia's back across 300. The major tech players, as in like risk on, like what's considered to be higher growth, the money flowed back in Power Hour today. So I think we're going to get totally that Santa rally.
Yeah. All you have to do is look at the semiconductors, honestly. Like semiconductors, like you said, Nvidia, AMD, they've really gotten beaten up over the last week. And they were the first things that people, like you just said about Nvidia, I mean, they were the first things people just rushed into once everything happened. And you're right, that first knee-jerk reaction to the downside, I think a lot of that was the dot plot getting moved forward and expecting multiple, like a general consensus, expecting multiple rate hikes next year. And I think a lot of people, that initial data or that initial read, like you said, from algorithms, because that's what it was. As soon as that announcement gets released, computers scan through the entire announcement and they react to certain keywords.
Yeah.
So those are the first things that were picked up, the reaction. But then as you continue to look forward and to continue to read, and the human analysis comes into play, you realize that, wait a second, multiple rate hikes next year, but they're only anticipating a 0.9% Fed funds rate. That's still very low. And that's when that's when everybody started to step in, and that's when the selling pressure eased. And then you got the buying pressure push us up towards highs. And then the Q&A session began. They're like, okay, let's wait. Let's see if Jerome Powell says anything otherwise than what we're taking this. And then it was just green lights when he was speaking. And then you just went, and everybody realized the coast is still clear.
Yeah, I agree. Now, maybe not the safest thing, but what's your confidence level that the S&P 500 sees a new high before the end of the year?
Very, very, very high.
You're thinking we're going to be cruising?
I think we're going to make new all-time highs. Yeah, I think that what you saw today, I think you're going to see a new all-time high maybe tomorrow or the next day. Like I think it's going to happen. I know today's Wednesday. We got 2 days left. I think it might happen this week. It might not be like a huge, but I think we're going to print all-time high. I mean, we're only like $2 away from where are we? Hold on, it's by
470.
We're $2.50 away. We're literally, the all-time high is 473.54 on the SPY. We're at 471 now. I mean, so another, give me another, 0.3 of a point of a percentage point to the upside, and you're printing all-time highs. So, I think we're gonna get there. Huge volume today.
Yeah, across the board, people were, and it all it happened at 2. Everyone just started going haywire at 2. Everyone's like, all right, let's do it. Let's back in.
Yep. It was a low volume day until 2:00.
Yeah. Everyone's concept of tax harvesting got pushed by a couple more weeks. They're like, oh wait, no, back in. Let's throw in some trades right now. But what was weird, you had some commentary about the semiconductor industry. What was weird is it actually held strong all day beforehand. Everything on my watch list was red, but AMD actually was holding throughout the day, even before.
I love
and I was curious. I'm like, all right, is Pelosi pumping her favorite of Nvidia? Is that keeping it alive? But not really. And it was just semiconductors were strong. So I was actually in AMD very, very early. And I was like, I'm just going to hold this to 145. And I didn't even get out. And I was like, let's just see how this goes. And
nice, man.
I would love to see the mid 150s by the end of the year. Definitely strong opportunity in semiconductors right now.
Yeah, man. Look at this candle. I mean, look at this thing. Look at that.
A beaut, Clark.
I mean, you sucked up 4 days of downside in one candle,
Yeah.
You look at Nvidia. I mean, you look at it, just a complete engulfing reversal on a lot of these names. Just
some of them though, what concerned me, Nvidia, and I think maybe Tesla's the other example, they were so close to filling their bottom side gap and they didn't. Like, and
I
that
know.
frustrates me so much
I
because like
know.
I know the gap is still there. And like I'm long on AMD and Tesla right now for some like shorter time frame calls. And like even that, like that's the one thing that I'm not like the most confident about with the Santa rally right now is like I was like, just come on, just fill the gap. Like, please, market makers, like just fill that in, make me feel better.
It's funny.
But
It's so funny you're saying that because I was short Tesla earlier in the week.
mhm,
And I was looking for the gap fill.
gap.
I wanted the gap fill. I wanted that gap fill on Tesla so bad. But I ended up covering down in like the 930s because we just didn't get it. Like I covered it yesterday. We just did not get, that. I'll just pull up the chart. Like, so I covered Tesla. And then it's so funny that I'm covering because realizing we're not getting, and then now you're in calls as I
Yeah.
cover, realizing I'm not getting the follow through to the downside. You get the calls, and now here's the bounce. But it was right here yesterday. So right here was where I took a piece of profit there, just protect against that level. And then once Tesla started to rip, I ended up getting flat the position, but I had shorted it earlier. And you can realize that we didn't get the break of this little level that I was really, really looking for us, because if we got below that level, those prior lows, there was nothing until you fill the gap. And like that's what you were talking about, like wanting that gap fill to kind of reset the long, and it left it unfilled. So I definitely understand what you're saying, but it's funny that I was looking for the exact same thing on Tesla, but Tesla's still sticking in there. What's interesting now for me on Tesla is now I want to see how this thing reacts back at that $1,000 level. Because like this $1,000 level, aside from like, this kind of pierce through, that was a key level of support. You got the 50-day moving average sitting there now. Tesla has not been below the 50-day. You got to go all the way back to June. So I'm just interested to see, like, does Tesla just cut right through it and like it's not even there and there's really no worry and we're just right back to your regularly scheduled Tesla programming, or is there resistance up there now, like that 1,000 to 1020? But other than that, I mean, if the markets continue to rally, I don't see why Tesla can't get back up 1060s, and really just start to just get right back up into this area that you see up here.
I mean, I very much hope it does. Like for me, it's a little bit more of a high risk play because I played at 9. Could you bring up today's daily chart, like the 5-minute, 10-minute?
Yeah, sure. You want to? I'll do a 5-minute.
Yeah.
Here's
So on
today.
Today's action, I saw the lows from yesterday at 9:30. I'm like, all right, kind of watching it. But then on the second hit, we just saw classic bullish divergence in the RSI. It went below 9:30, but the momentum was not there. The bearish momentum was not as extreme. And I was like personally kind of watching. I was like, all right, like whatever, like let's give it a try. And I got in on that. So at 9:30, I bought the 950s for this Friday, and we're now at the 990s. And if I'm being honest, I would have gotten out, but this is like more of like I'm doing a small account challenge and it's just below 25K. I was like, I can't burn a day trade here. This is like the most like absurd thing. And I was like, I want to lock it in. And I think I'm going to get lucky. And I hate when it was more of a luck trade rather than a skill trade, because like I think I'm going to make more money now because I just got lucky. And if I'm being completely honest, I was doing a coin flip simulator on stream and it landed on tails. I was like, I can't get out now. And I did a magic 8-ball. The magic 8-ball might be off though, because I asked the magic 8-ball, will Tesla gap up tomorrow? It said no. So we're going to find out. And there's a lot of people who thought that the magic 8-ball is owned by Citadel. So there's some issues going on in this particular play. So we'll see how this is playing out. But maybe I'll catch a stroke of luck. But overall, on more of a serious note, I'm particularly interested in maybe like the Jan monthlies, like I don't know, 1,150, 1,200s for the Jan monthlies. I'm going to be eyeing those up tomorrow to see if I can actually just roll my current position, take whatever profit I have and give it a little bit more time, because I agree with you. If we break that key psychological level of 1,000, I think there could be a good $100 move over the next couple weeks in this, if it slowly but surely drifts up. So for anyone paying attention, like that's outside of my joke, like 8-ball, like coin flip trades. I highly recommend to anyone engaging in options, be careful of volatility in the morning, because usually volatility is juiced. And that's not an opportune time for you to get into calls or puts. You want to be getting out. So I'm going to be looking at maybe that like 11 to 12 doldrums where the IV is a little bit more soft to create potentially a longer term position.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know what would also be really nice to tie into that? Wouldn't it be funny if Elon Musk sends out a tweet saying he's done selling?
That'd be he's a little bit too busy fighting with Elizabeth Warren right
I
now.
know, but I feel like the Elizabeth Warren situation and how he likes to poke her, you know, that I feel like, he can be like, all right, I got enough for my tax bill, Elizabeth, like a tweet, something just like that. And everyone will take that as, oh, he's done,
Done.
and you'll get such a move to the upside.
Yeah.
Such a move to the upside. All right.
Talk about a guy who just knows how to like use social media to the extreme. It's impressive. It's a skill set.
It really is. He's so entertaining. He's like a young Matt Kohrs.
I wish, man. I wish.
Oh man, good stuff. All right, Adam, what do we got? Next question.
Next question, as if we've been answering them already.
Know,
we've been making them up.
I know.
What do we have? Have the shorts covered on AMC or not? Ooh, sounds like it's a little bit of a spicy one. Maybe I'm missing something here. Mike, I'll let you kick this off here.
Okay, so I'll kick off my thoughts with regards to shorts on AMC. So I don't believe you have a short position that's as big as it was like earlier in the year. And I think that you saw some short covering the last 2 days. I was actually talking to my members about the $20 level is huge for AMC. If everybody recalls, $20 was the high from the GameStop squeeze in January. And then $20 was also the level that when it broke, started the move in May that took AMC into the 70s. So like that, I'll just pull it up on the screen. I'll just show you guys real quick. I'll show you exactly what I'm referring to. So here is the January GameStop squeeze. Okay. So there's a $20 high from the GameStop move. Then as you pan this over, you'll notice that in May, when AMC started to really kind of pick up steam, we paused at the $20 level, and the very next day, all hell broke loose. And it was once you broke through 20, that's when everything just went absolutely bonkers, right? So I was telling people that you are going to get just naturally people that are short AMC in the 40s or 50s. I really think people stepped on this once we broke below the 200-day moving average. I think shorts really stepped on it. And I said that you're going to see some short covering down at 20, where shorts are going to take their profit or take some profit at least, and there'll be some covering around that $20 level. And you got a nice little bounce off of 20. Are there still shorts in AMC? Of course, there will always be shorts on AMC. I don't believe that the short position is as big as it was. And I think you saw a little bit of short covering there at 20, just profit taking, not like a short squeeze, but just profit taking. And I think $20 is a major level for AMC. That's kind of my take on it, but I don't follow, AMC and the inner workings of everything and the short position, everything as closely as Matt and his community do. So Matt, that's me talking from a technical standpoint on the chart. But, what do you think about kind of the inner workings of everything that's going on?
Yeah. I'm not sure if I have the capability to share my screen. Let's just assume I don't. So I think there's a couple ways to break this down. And the first thing is actually at the, I do.
Yeah.
Matt, that I do.
So Matt, if you see the bottom of the screen, like the bottom of the window, you see that little monitor with the arrow?
Share screen.
Yeah, you click on that little icon, and you can share like your screen. You can share like an internet tab, whatever you want. Just make sure before you actually share it, that it's what you want to show.
Yeah. I think is it up right now? Is it up?
You would just have to open it, turn it live.
Not visible. Stop sharing screen. How do I do? Everyone can hear you.
No, you're sharing it right now, but it's not visible on the live yet. You got to click on it. Like click on the left side.
Adam said he'll put it live.
Yeah, Adam will put it live.
All right. Cool. All right. So right here, the one thing I want to show, and I think there's like a couple ways to break this down. So the estimated short interest based on the free float, let me just like clean this up. Today, when it concluded, they borrowed an extra 4.24 million. AMC does have a outstanding share count over 500 million, and most of it is the free float. It's not really internally held. But anyway, 20.89% estimated short interest. The highest it's been before this is 20.84. So in terms of pure metrics, today, the conclusion of today is the highest short interest. So just pure data for this entire calendar year, and actually historically for AMC, this is the highest short interest we have. But
I love that. I love that graphic.
How do I go back to just like me now? Stop this. Okay. So with that number of the highest short interest, and I try to, I guess, explain this point. Does high short interest guarantee a short squeeze? Absolutely not. The thing that guarantees a short squeeze is a high short interest as a prerequisite, but then there has to be pressure upon the shorts, as in you just need more buying action. So if, for example, the run up in June 2nd, 3rd, when we have that 95% run, 2 days later, because of the 2-day settlement cycle, we know about 30 million shares had covered in that insanity. Right now, there's a little bit over 100 million shares estimated to be short. So if the question is, does it have the capability to do something absurd? Absolutely. Is this in any way me guaranteeing, or anyone out there who knows anything about market structure guaranteeing that it has to happen? No, because you need the pressure on the shorts. Now, could the pressure come on the shorts like it has previously? Of course it can, but I find it particularly frustrating. There are people who are somehow guaranteeing a squeeze, because in my not so storied history in the market, I've learned nothing is guaranteed. Am I still fully in AMC? Do I hold my shares? Yeah, but for me, it's a little bit different, because I think it's symbolic for the fight of market transparency and fairness, and I'll ride that to zero. Do I think that's an appropriate mantra trading plan for everyone watching right now? No. Why would I think that? Because I am willing to risk all of the money, because I think it's the new age Occupy Wall Street with a little bit of a digital flair. This is beyond the world of a normal trade with a normal trading plan. I don't know how to make that more specific. Before, when we were talking about AMD and Tesla, I was looking at my risk, my reward, how I wish I got in, how I wish I got out. Those things don't, in my humble opinion, apply to the world of AMC and GME. I'm in it. I'm diamond handing it. I'm sitting on that. I can't stress enough to you out there. Is that appropriate for you? You risk the money you're willing to lose. For me, I'm willing to lose everything I've put on the line. I see the metrics. I understand the metrics. I know that for me, I see potential there. Does that mean it's guaranteed? No, but I'm also going to take that bet. Similar to the way people walk up to the roulette wheel and take a certain bet, you are taking that bet. There are safer bets out there. There's more risky bets out there. It's for your own appetite of risk, and everyone has to decide that for themselves.
Yeah. Well said, man. Well said. What do you think too? You think, because I really feel like, management really kind of, like, when I found out that CFO and CEO had gotten out of their shares, I feel like they just kind of, I don't know. I'm just curious how you and your community, like what your guys' thoughts were and what your reactions were when you found out that the CEO and CFO had kind of got rid of their positions. Like, do you guys feel, kind of like betrayed a little bit? Like, I just wonder what your thoughts were when that kind of came out, because, like, I was like, wow, it was kind of a little bit of a surprise to me as well when it first came out.
Yeah. So I think this particular thing, I think it is divisive within the community. So on this one, I'm definitely in no way speaking for the apes. I'm speaking for exclusively me personally, because like it is divisive. With it, I think a core tenet of being a retail trader, and specifically an ape, is like you are attempting to do what's best for you. I don't know shit about Sean Goodman, who is the CFO, but Adam Aaron, the CEO, he's 67. 2 quarters ago, he said, he's like, I'm 67. I have to do estate planning. I will be selling AMC. He kind of alluded to that. And I think maybe people's emotional disapproval of the situation is it was kind of, I think people assumed there would be less selling. They're like, okay, we get there's going to be selling. And I think the reasoning for that is both of them have a considerable amount of like future equity grants. Adam Aaron to the tune of 3 million shares of AMC, and then Sean Goodman, the CFO, to the tune of about 600,000. So they both have, I guess, like quite a bit of an investment. And personally, I was raised to not care about what's in someone else's pockets. So on a personal level, as just like, I guess, a man to man, a human to human, I don't care what they do, because I also understand that their equity ownership in terms of the bigger picture has like no true impact, but their positions do. And I know in my own emotional frustration is from how I knew media would attack it.
Yeah.
So if you or I sold how many ever shares they had, it wouldn't matter because we are not leaders of the company. But for them, anyone who is particularly against the apes or anything like that, they're going to say that's the headline. CEO sells out, CFO sells out. And the CEO still does currently own some. But like, it's the frustration of how I knew media was going to spin it. And maybe people who aren't so in tune of reading like the 10b5-1, like SEC filings, they're going to be like, oh, he sold, so I should probably sell. Right. So I think there's some people where there's always like seemingly a lack of critical thought. And then when it's like driven by media, I personally find that frustrating. But it's hard for me to be necessarily against it because, like, I guess, quote unquote, as an ape, you're doing what's best for you. You're doing what you perceive to be the best. And with it, people, their assumption is like Adam Aaron and Sean were like sitting there like, we should sell right now. But it was decided more than a month in advance by like an extra party. The amount and the date was decided outside of their control. And it's those types of things that like you see in the fine print of the media report, but not necessarily like in the headline.
Yeah, exactly.
So it causes issues. And like we saw that recently with Elon Musk selling Tesla. We saw that with Vlad selling Robinhood. There are CEOs and CFOs and positions of leadership who are just like getting out. But like the way how this past year is really played out, like I just knew the media was going to destroy it. And they did. They like shoved it down everyone's throat. And I would not be surprised with the state of the overall market of people, bigger players, institutions, hedge funds, kind of pivoting it out of higher risk as we were going into the Fed meeting, on top of an increased short interest, those two kind of driving it down. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think it's implausible if that was intensified by maybe some people who were not as confident in the play, or maybe didn't even know that there was a community built around this. They're like, they saw red and it got intensified through that. And it very quickly became a self-fulfilling prophecy. So overall, I'm happy with the bounce today. And the golden question is, can momentum be built up? And obviously time will tell.
Yeah. I think also I think, you know, all of the kind of the factors kind of aligned. It's like even right around that same time is like when the Omicron scare started coming up too. And I think that had a lot to do with some of the weakness there as well. Because people are like, oh, well, AMC, you know, movie theaters, Omicron, people are scared about COVID again. We're going to shut down. So I think that, you know, the timing just very, very, very unfortunate. Like the timing that everything kind of unfolded there. But
yeah. And I'm not like the most up to date on it, but with a litany of different, let's call them wealthy people getting out of some of their positions, there's a lot of assumptions that it could relate to new tax laws.
Yeah,
of like it would have to go an extreme additional amount for them to have the same amount as of right now. So why not just sell before the calendar year concludes? I mean, I think a lot of us wish we were in the position to be in that bracket to be like, should we be selling now? Most of us aren't, but I'm sure that had to play age, time of the year, and also just like any like confusion about the tax. There's not confusion. I'm sure they have very fancy, well-paid lawyers who are telling them like, hey, it has to run this much more just so you're at the exact same value if you ever plan on selling out at your like elder age. So there's various things at play right now. And those are all things that you and I need multiple minutes to dive into, but people don't make decisions on that. They make decisions based on a headline.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, okay, that sucks.
Yeah. What do you got, Adam? What's next for us? I think Adam's only asked us one question. I think
I think so.
Talking about a bunch of other stuff.
Where do you want me to put the question up with? You guys have literally answered all your own questions the entire time.
I don't know. We just get started, man. We just start talking shop, and it
We
just
function as the producers and the entertainers here.
Yeah,
we wear two hats. That's what he has on the Yankees hat, and I have on the Santa hat. It's very symbolic, Adam. Someone said, very shilly chat. I love that. This word shill. I think people have started using it exclusively because of the apes. And now, like, no one's really sure of what it means. They're like, let's just, if I don't like you, you're a shill. Like, that's like the vibe of it.
Oh,
like,
it's a negative. So like shill would be a negative thing.
Yeah, like you're shill. Well, like the actual definition is you're shilling for someone else. Like, so for example, if I was like standing outside of a casino, and I was like, going to the casino, it's the best casino ever, to get them business, and like I wasn't in any way benefiting off of it, like I'm still shilling for that business. But now it's been adopted to the definition of just like just negative. Like, it's just like I just don't like you. Like it's just
this negative diverse
just
word. You can use it as a noun, as an adjective, a verb.
Yeah, it's just all of it. All of the above is the answer. And it's weird, and I think it's crazy because I think it's like maybe one detail in this concept of the psychology of trading, and it just shows people getting into echo chambers of right now. I guess it's to the world that you can't ask any hard-hitting questions or any legitimate questions about a company or its leadership if someone's invested in it. All of a sudden you become the shill, and it's like, well, no, I just want the answer because like I'm attempting to make like a proper call here. But all of a sudden, even if the answer could potentially become negative, you're a shill. I'm like, in many aspects of life, that is bad, but I am positive it is bad when it involves the market, because the market is incapable of giving two fucks about anyone's like feelings on a situation. It's gonna play out whether you feel good or bad. It's gonna do its thing. And a lot of people they would rather drive on like the emotional narrative or drama within a community opposed to like the things that actually move a stock.
Yeah, very, very, very true. Truer words have never been spoken.
All right, what else do we ask your questions in chat?
Don't be shy. Fire these questions away. Matt and I are here for.
I think someone asked where I got that short interest. The data provider is Ortex. Just so you know, it gets about 85% coverage of all market volume. So it's not the end all be all data source. There is a chance that missing 15% completely skews it. But I personally don't know of a more accurate data source.
Yeah, it's actually very, very, very difficult to get up-to-date, accurate, short interest. Ortex is one of the best.
Yeah.
You know, there's some other places but some places are delayed a couple days. It's like you can check 4 different places and get 4 different numbers, but Ortex is definitely one of the better ones.
Someone asks, do you keep me locked in the basement at Matt? Yeah, weird things happen in my stream. Some would say it's deviating from the markets. Oh, Mike, while we're waiting for a question to come in, I've recently decided to become a cappuccino guy. It's a big decision. I don't know much about cappuccinos, but I'm just at that point in my life.
Well, I mean, did you switch from espresso or coffee?
From coffee. Yeah, I switched from coffee. For a while, I was shilling for the big green tea industry. They were paying me boatloads to talk about green tea. But that contract ran out, and now I'm on the cappuccino train. So everyone, buy a cappuccino. They pay me a lot. Everyone, whatever you're doing, buy cappuccinos.
Buy Dutch Bros. All right, we got a question here.
So you're not shilling TTG. You think TTG is worth over 1K a year or whatever they charge, and why can't I get the same info on YouTube? With that, I think the best way to answer it, whether I say yes or no. First of all, am I shilling? No, I'm not shilling. I come here because I enjoy talking with Mike. I enjoy talking with Adam. I think there's something special to be said about people who are not exclusively like attempting to get people in, take their money, and like actually give a shit about trading. But with it honestly 0% matters what I say. The best thing you could do is talk to a member. Your question is, You think TTG is worth over 1K. What you do is ask a member, did you make over 1K? If their answer is anything over $1,001, that's a net benefit for you. Not only are you financially profitable, but you've also developed some form of a skill set. So I don't think it needs to be thought of as in maybe some sort of like diggy question here on this restream. Think of it as a business. If you invest 1,000, you want more than $1,000 back. Do you know if you can get $1,000 back? That's when you ask a member. I'm not a member of TTG. Ask a member. Reach out to a couple of them. See what they say. You go off their experience. If it was a positive, maybe it's a good decision for you. Maybe it's not. That's up for you to decide. I think a lot of this, a question like that, it feels like back to Mike's original point of you don't want to be fed fish day over day. You should be interested in developing the skill set of learning how to fish where you can make more than this $1,000, I guess, like number in the long term. That should be your goal.
I'm actually curious, guys, my members, my TTD members, guys, if you're a member of True Trading Group, type in number 1 if you've made over $1,000 with True Trading Group. I'm actually curious.
We'll see.
If you are a member, type the number 1 if you've made over $1,000 with True Trading Group. Let's see how many number 1s come through the screen.
Seems like quite a few. Quite a few. And like, I mean, like anything in life, now has every single person who joined TTG made over 1,000? Probably not, but also not everyone who joined school passed school. At a certain point, you have to be a little bit self-driven, especially here where there's not like a graded curriculum and your parents are breathing down your necks. It's very self-driven. Are you going to pay attention to the modules? Are you going to listen to Mike? Are you going to listen to Adam? Are you going to listen to the other teachers and educators? Are you going to go out on your own and understand that maybe they said something you didn't understand and you listen to maybe a YouTube stream? I don't think that listening to a YouTuber, a Redditor, a Twitcher, a Rumbler, and listening to Mike at TTG is mutually exclusive. You should be driven by your own curiosity to learn as much as you possibly can.
Love you, Matt. He's right, though, guys. He is right. And listen, not everybody in True Trading Group is killing it. Not everyone's doing great. You know, we, as important as it is to recognize the people that are having success, it's equally as important to recognize those that are struggling. But at True Trading Group, we leave no trader behind. We actually, and we just did one today. We host these what we call red to green workshops. So every week we do, or every month we do a red to green workshop where members that are still struggling, they submit questions and topics that they're having a difficult time with, and then a couple of the moderators will host a live workshop. It's about a 2-hour long workshop where we just focus specifically on lessons about those topics that the struggling members are having a hard time with. So, you know, believe me, it's great to congratulate those that are having success, but like Matt said, equally as important to recognize those that are still struggling. And not everybody's killing it at True Trading Group. The vast majority of our members are, as you can see by the amount of people that type the number 1 in chat. But we leave no trader behind at True Trading Group.
It was awesome.
All right, let's see. Wow, it's almost been an hour already, Matt.
Time flies when you're having fun.
It really does. Wow. All right.
Joseph said Mike is the best. Is that true? Mike, are you the best?
I don't think I'm the best. No. I mean, I think I'm pretty good, but I'm not the best.
I'm not going to say I gave myself this title, but some people refer to me as the best Tesla trader on this side of the Mississippi. Chat, if you've ever heard Matt Kohrs be referred to as the best Tesla trader on this side of the Mississippi, please put a 1 in chat. This is important for my own ego.
Where do you live? Where do you live? Which state?
Philadelphia. I'm in PA.
Oh man.
So the east side, which I think includes you. See, look at all that.
It does include me. It doesn't. Include me. I'm further east than you, man. I'm further.
Super east.
I'm as east as it gets.
Nearby. So tomorrow, a buy calls for Tesla. Lori, that's a great question. I would highly recommend you tune in and do literally the opposite of whatever I do with Tesla. If you want There's no such thing as a perfect trading methodology in the market, but something that comes damn close is fading anything I do with Tesla. It's probably going to be net profitable for you.
I don't know. I think you're good with call options, man. I mean, you got a pretty good cushion on this trade right now.
This trade, you should see. This is a broken clock is right twice a day. Let's not forget that. Thanks, Matt, for introducing Mike on our stream way back. Oh, shout out Elizabeth.
Oh, cool, man. That's awesome.
I hope you're doing well.
I'm actually curious too, because we've had there's been a lot of crossover between our two communities. And it's just, I love it. I love kind of crossing the TG fam with Ape Nation and all of your, all your followers and all your viewers, and just kind of just further educating and empowering the retail community as much as we possibly can to level that playing field. I'm curious, if you're on this live stream right now, guys, and you heard about True Trading Group because of Matt, type the number 1 in chat right now. I'd like to see if you found True Trading Group because of Matt, or if you're a part of Matt's community and then you guys heard about True Trading Group. Type the number 1. I'd like to actually see.
Whoa!
Wow.
I wonder how many of these people got relationship advice from me. Probably a lot of single people. Sadly.
Wow, look at all these number 1s, man.
That is quite a few. I've given a lot of the pitch to the men in my audience of like, when anything goes awry, I'm just like, hey, like, what's wrong? Calm down. Like I always think that's a good pitch to say to an upset female. And then on the opposite side, whenever there's a guy like working on his car and like can't get it to work, or the oven, like just doing some basic DIY, I always say like, maybe the best argument is maybe you just don't know what you're doing. So we're getting that out into the community. If I'm being honest, thus far, the results are not good at all. But good thing I have the affiliate link to eHarmony, Match.com, and Tinder and Bumble. Like, so sign up. Don't forget that. Tell them Matt sent you.
Oh my God.
Your relationship advice boosts lawyers' pay.
Oh, I needed this.
Only hands.
I needed these laughs. You turned my whole mood around, Matt. I was all somber when I first started this live stream. Now I'm just you changed my whole mood.
You're writing down you're like, say that again? The relationship, you're like, calm down. It works just like that.
Oh man, that's hilarious. All right, man. Well, good stuff, bro. We've been doing this for an hour now. I'll talk to some people about the SPY a little bit. I'll go over some details about the Fed, and I'm going to show them all the TG platforms. So I'll let you go finish wrapping some Christmas presents. I always appreciate you coming on here, man. It was a big day in the markets today. Always great. Always good conversation going back and forth. Appreciate you.
I appreciate it, Mike. Best of luck with everyone. TTG, hey, crush it. Moon Gang, crush it. I'm excited for the remainder of the year. I think there's going to be some high octane volatility moves to the upside, and let's just see if we can capitalize on it. But as always, it's a privilege to join you. Best of luck to everyone, and I'll catch you soon.
Hell yeah, man. Maybe we can do it before the year's over. Maybe we can do Definitely. Like a 2021 year-end recap together and talk about all the chaos that had taken place, some of our best trades, our worst trades, and what we've learned and what we think for next year and all that. I think that might be a lot of fun for people too. So
definitely sign me up. All right. Sounds good. Catch you later. Easy. Bye.
Bye. All right, folks. There you have it. My boy, Matt, always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. We always have good discussions and good conversation. I think it's always helpful for you. I think it's always helpful for you guys to see. I think it's always helpful for you guys to kind of get different perspectives on things. And it's always good to kind of just like have two traders kind of banter back and forth about some different topics and different questions. I think it's helpful. So what I would like to do here now, actually, guys, don't go anywhere. I'm going to tell you what happened with the Fed meeting today. What did the Fed say specifically that caused the markets to rally? And what does this mean for the end of the year? How do I plan on making money from it? In just a few minutes, I'm going to share all of that information with you in about literally 10 minutes. First, I want to know who is on the live stream right now that is not a member of True Trading Group, or maybe this is your first time on the live stream. Type the number 1 in chat right now. All right. Uptown Mammy, Dirty Cuban, Jay Harrow, Kegdo, Roberto Games, Chris Bowers, Todd Hawley, Timothy McNally, Damio, Wire Joke is a trial member. Welcome. I am that guy. Matt King, Tenor the Tenor, Lynn Express, Charles Wilkinson, Michael Petit, Smokey DJ, Claudia, Duff Beers. Good guys. A lot of number ones that are still flying through here on chat. DWW. Excellent. All of you that are typing number 1 in chat, you guys may not realize how fortunate you are to be right here and right now, but you guys are soon going to find out. Stick around for a little while. Remember, at True Trading Group, we help people reach their goals of becoming consistently profitable by combining a top-notch professional education, which is what I learned that I worked at the fund, and we combine that with premium tools and resources from companies like TradingView, Benzinga, Quote Media, and Trade Ideas. We're a community where we all share the same goal, and that's to learn, trade, and profit together. So again, in about 10 minutes, I'm going to cover with you guys the Fed meeting, what happened, why did the markets explode today. But first, I told you earlier that our goal at TTG is to level the playing field for the retail trader, to empower the retail trader. That means a continued effort from us to make sure the TT platform remains within reach financially for anyone that wants access to these tools, resources, and to this education. Because of that, we are slowly walking the price of our membership up to $22.12. But don't freak out because we're not there just yet. This walk up in price is actually part of our holiday sale that's going on right now. I told you I would share with you brief information about the membership for those interested. Then we're going to talk about the Fed, the overall markets, where we go from here, how I'm going to make some money from it. Tonight's price to join the TT membership is just $11.84. It is the cheapest price that you guys are ever going to get access to the TT membership for. And the price you pay tonight is the price you're going to pay for life. All right. Each day, we're going to be walking the price of our membership up by a couple of bucks until we get to that $22.12 price point. But tonight on this holiday sale, you guys can get for just $11.84. But the next 15 people that go to ttgoffer.com and use the coupon code TTG121, not only will you get the 46% discount, you're also going to get 2 small private study group sessions with a pro trader from True Trading Group. Your chance to ask questions, go over lessons and topics that you're having a hard time with so we can speed up that learning curve. And you're also going to get the chance to earn a brand new free laptop. Upon becoming THD certified, we will immediately send you a free laptop. We even cover the shipping costs. It's totally free. We ship anywhere in the world. Becoming THD certified means you have completed all of our courses, you have passed all of our quizzes, and you have, okay, that is how you become THD certified. Sorry. All right. It's a badge of honor for our members. You get a green check mark next to your username in chat. Other people, it lets them know your opinion now carries more weight because you know what you're talking about. You get a certificate. You can hang it on your wall. You can share it on social media. You do whatever you guys want. All right. It's a real badge of honor for our members. The process of becoming THD certified normally takes about 4 to 6 weeks, but I've seen it done way faster. It's all up to how much time you put into it. It's available 24/7. Our curriculum, that is available 24/7. It goes at your own pace, on your own schedule. So no matter how hectic or crazy your life is, if you want this bad enough, it's going to be there for you guys to learn at your own pace to get THD certified. Okay. And if there's anyone that's actually doubting, do we really actually send free laptops to people? The answer is undoubtedly yes. My THD members, you guys can comment. Do we actually send free laptops? You can say yes or no. You guys can comment there in chat. And then last but certainly not least, perhaps the most important thing about the membership to True Trading Group is I told you before, results matter. And I mean real, actual results, not just empty promises and some BS that you want to hear. That is why our membership comes with a full, complete money-back guarantee, but not just any guarantee. If you go through all our courses, pass our quizzes, and attend one private study group, that's all I ask. Actually utilize the platform that you are subscribing to. If you still do not make your membership fee back at least once, that's $11.84. If you do not make that back at least once, I'm going to give you not just your $11.84 back, I'm going to give you an extra $770 on top of that. Okay? You know what? I'm sorry. I forgot. Our holiday sale, it's actually $1,000. I'm sorry. We actually bumped it to $1,000 for our holiday sale. Okay, sorry about that, guys. So let me say that again. As part of our holiday sale, you get a 46% discount, a chance to earn a free laptop, 2 small private study groups. But if you do not make back $11.84, your subscription fee, after doing those things, I'm going to give you back $2,184. I'm dead serious. Let me say that again. I told you results matter at True Training Group. This is how I prove it to you. I stand behind this program. I put my money where my mouth is. If you do not make your $11.84 back at least once during your membership, after completing our courses, passing the quizzes, and attending one study group, I will give you back $2,184. That is how confident I am in our ability to help you succeed. There is not a single other service, group, or platform out there that would be willing to offer you what we're doing, what we're giving you guys here now. Let me explain to you what's included. Okay, let me explain to you what's included with the membership. Okay, because when you join True Training this membership, you get access to all the tools, resources, and courses we have. There are no upsells for extra courses and tools and resources. All of our tools and courses are included when you pay $11.84. You're going to get our 17-course curriculum. Okay, that 17-course curriculum is a simplified and expanded upon version of what I learned when I worked at the fund in New York. There's beginner and foundation courses for those that are brand new, advanced courses for those that are seasoned. And we also have courses on options, swing trading, trader psychology, crypto, you name it, it's in text and video format. We have a trading performance journal. This journal actually tracks all of your stock, option, and crypto trades and gives you statistics and data on your trading so we can figure out where you're making mistakes. You get Benzinga Pro's real-time news feed. This is a live breaking up to the second news alert service right inside of our chat room that gives you news as soon as it crosses the wire. No more relying on delayed news. You'll start to be able to react at the same speed as the pros. You get Quote Media's full book level 2, so you can see all the market makers. TradingView's premium charting software. ETNA's trade simulator, which lets you trade stocks and options with fake money, but with real-time data. So you can practice implementing what you're learning in the courses before you risk your hard-earned cash. Our Trade Ideas scanner, that's one of the industry-leading scanners. It's going to show you what stocks are making new highs, new lows, which ones have a surge in volume, and it's segmented into small cap, mid cap, large cap. So no matter what you trade, we make sure you focus on the hottest stocks during the day. Then you get the TG chat room, of course. With our chat room, you're going to get access to all the trade alerts from a group of professional traders that's sporting over an 80% win rate. We are fully transparent. We keep a trading journal on our website that tracks every single buy and sell that we make. You guys can see for yourself how all of us are performing. This is not a Discord or Telegram or WhatsApp group. It is a proprietary chat software. Okay. You're also going to get access to our live workshops and webinars we conduct every week. We just added options flow and dark pool data as well. You get those 2 small private study groups. We've got a social sentiment scanner that tracks and tells you what stocks are being talked about most on social media, analyst ratings, insider buying and selling. All of this information is available for you on the TeachU platform when you pay $11.84. If you are now at this moment or have ever been a TTG trial member and you want this deal, you got to send a text message to Adam right now. Okay, send a text message to 201-775-9702. If you have ever been a trial member or you are a trial member now and you want this deal, text Adam 201-775-9702. Do not call him, text him. Okay, so guys, the next 15 people to use the code TTG121 will get the 46% discount, the 2 small private study groups, the chance to earn the free laptop, and that money back guarantee where I'm going to give you an extra $1,000 on top of your membership fee if you fail. And that's how it should be. I have no problem offering you guys that money back guarantee, because if you fail, we're going to lose money. And that's all the incentive that we need to ensure you have access to the tools, the resources, the guidance, the mentorship, and the education that you need to be successful. And we are confident in our ability to help you reach your goals. And that is why we have that money back guarantee. Everything I'm telling you is on the website. So everything you're hearing out of my mouth, it's right there in black and white on the website. You guys can check for yourself. Okay? You'll know you're getting one of those 15 laptops. If you go to the checkout page and you see the laptop, that means you're getting one of the laptops. If you do not see a laptop in the checkout cart, that means we've completely sold out of those laptops. Okay? So again, TTG121 coupon code. Go to ttgoffer.com. All right. So there you have it, folks. Okay. Now, what I would like to do here is I'd now like to talk to you guys about the overall markets. I'd like to talk to you about the Fed. We had a Fed meeting today. Man, was it wild? Was today's Fed meeting wild? A huge move in the overall markets. The markets were actually trading lower earlier in the day. And we just ripped everybody's face off in the afternoon. But why? Why? What did the Fed say specifically that caused this strength? And that's what we're going to talk about here now today. If you've been following my live streams for a little while, you'll know that over the last several days, I've given you 2 very clear, specific scenarios that would cause, if the Fed does this, I think markets go up. If the Fed does that, I think markets go down. And I told you very specifically over the last couple of days on this live stream what that was. And I told you there is one of 2 different tones that Jerome Powell is going to portray, and that'll dictate markets up or down. And tone 1 was, we're behind inflation. It's gotten too far out ahead of us. We can't really reach it. It's too far ahead. We've got to jump in front of it. That would cause the markets to go down if that was the tone that Jerome Powell gave. The other option was if Jerome Powell said, nope, we're right on pace. We're not behind the curve. We have plenty of ammunition. Inflation is going to settle. We know it's hot now. We're not concerned about it. We are not behind the curve. Inflation is right here in our pocket. We're totally fine. And if that was the tone, I told you the markets have a chance to go higher. And I even said on this live stream just yesterday and the day before that if that's the case, you could see all-time highs before the year is over. If you don't believe me, just go watch the live streams. Literally I've talked about this for the last 3 days on this live stream. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, we talked about this. Falio, welcome to the TTG family. Everybody welcome Falio. There's only 14 laptops left now. Guys, these laptops are going to go really quick. All right. Again, go to ttgoffer.com. Use the code TTG121. That'll get you the 46% discount, the 2 small private study groups with the pro trader, the chance to earn the free laptop, and the money back guarantee plus the $1,000 on top. All right. So there you have it. So like I said, you can go back and watch these live streams. I was very specific in what I said about that with the SPY. So today, I also was very specific about this. I did say this. I said, watch the dot plot because the markets will care about the dot plot. If you see a huge push forward on the dot plot, the markets are not going to like that because that's going to mean a lot more rate hikes next year than what was initially expected. I also said that. So what actually happened today? Today, the Federal Reserve came out with their announcement. The dot plot did move forward, not drastically forward, but the dot plot moved forward, which means more Fed members expect more rate hikes sooner. I believe that piece of information is what caused the knee-jerk reaction right off of the news announcement that caused the markets to drop. Right off the news announcement, you can see here, the markets dropped. You guys can see this big red candle here. That was the Fed announcement, okay? And right off the Fed announcement, we went from 462.70 all the way down to 460.70. We dropped 2 points as soon as the announcement came out. 2 full points, just like that. Then, as people digested the information, the markets exploded. Why? Guys, again, that phone number, if you guys have questions about the membership or you're having a hard time signing up, or if you were a trial member at any time and you want this deal, text 201-775-9702. The phone number is right there at the bottom of your screen. So you guys can text Adam now. So what caused this huge spike after the move to the downside? And I believe that as soon as the announcement came out, algorithms, they read through the announcement, they see the dot plot gets moved forward, algorithms react to the downside. But then as you continue to read through the announcement, you get to the part where the Fed discusses their rate expectations for the next 3 years. This is where everything changed. This is why I believe the markets went higher today. This is why I believe that the statement today from the Fed was bullish for the markets. And I said this at around 2:10, 2:15 to members in chat. And it's Lynn, welcome Lynn. Guys, everybody welcome Lynn. 13 laptops left. Just 13 laptops left. Again, TTG 121. Go to ttgoffer.com. All right. Now, with regards going back to the SPY, the rate expectations for the next 3 years for the Federal Reserve is 0.9% in 2022, 1.6% in 2023, and 2.1% in 2024. Now, those are still very low interest rates. So very low interest rates. Those are the Fed expectations, or those are the expectations of a Federal Reserve that does not believe they're behind the curve. Everyone welcome Bosco. Bosco, 12 laptops left. Everybody welcome Bosco. TTG121 coupon code, folks. Go to ttgoffer.com. All right. So that's why we moved higher. Because if the Federal Reserve felt that inflation has gotten too far ahead for them to control it, the expectations for the year-end rate level would be higher. You would not see a 0.9% federal funds rate by the end of 2022 if the Fed was behind on inflation. If they're behind on inflation, you would have seen a 1.5 and then a 2.25 in 2023. Like, you would have seen a much higher number for 2022. The Fed would feel like they need to raise rates aggressively next year to get back in front of inflation. Now, raising rates too quickly is one of the biggest reasons why bull markets end. We're on a ridiculous bull market run right now. We've been in a bull market since 2009. Okay. And it's still running. We're still running rampant on a bull market. But bull markets end when the Federal Reserve tightens monetary policy quickly. That's why everybody was so concerned about what the Fed was going to do today. All right. So those interest rate expectations is my opinion, the biggest factor to take away from this Fed meeting. That's why I believe it was so bullish, because that was the tone. That was me saying to you before, the tone from Jerome Powell would be, we're still in control. If the markets thought the Fed had lost control, the markets would have went down today. And Jerome Powell, my hat is off to this man. He was so perfect in his speech, and he was so perfect in his Q&A. He is very meticulous with each word that comes out of his mouth. He knows exactly what he's saying. His choice of words are not by chance. They're not random. They're carefully thought out. And he has done an absolutely masterful job. Honestly, he had like a little hiccup in 2018. 2018, he screwed up. But since that screw up in 2018, he has been, my opinion, one of the best Federal Reserve chairs that at least I have ever seen in my trading career. I think you have to commend this man. The job that him and his team at the Federal Reserve have done ever since the COVID crash, right up until this press conference, this announcement, and this Q&A session he did today, he has been nothing short of masterful. And he calmed the market's fears today. So everybody can thank Jerome Powell for the markets going back to all-time highs. I now believe the Santa Claus Rally can officially be on the final 2 weeks of the year. I expect a new all-time high. It may even happen tomorrow or the next day. The only thing you have to pay attention to is this Omicron. You're starting to get a lot of pretty bad COVID headlines again. That you're getting like Apple is closing some of their stores again. You know, New York City's got mask mandates again inside. You're getting some ridiculously crazy, insane, scary stuff going on in Europe regarding COVID and some of the vaccine and mandates and stuff that's going on. So there is still some chaos going on in the world that you have to still pay attention to, that the markets have completely swept under the rug today. There were some negative COVID headlines today, and nobody cared. Nobody cared. It was all about the Fed. But the market is crazy. So we can wake up tomorrow and the markets can all of a sudden care a lot about COVID. If COVID and Omicron get to a point where you're going to start to see like restrictions and partial lockdowns in the United States, I'm not saying I think that happens. I'd be pretty shocked if it did. But there's no question about it. You got these mask mandates are coming back and all this other restrictions and this stuff. If that happens, the markets could shake up a little bit as the recovery and the growth story and the growth outlook for next year starts to come into jeopardy. Because if you start to close economies again in any way, I'm not talking about a full lockdown, but if there's any restrictions imposed on the economy, that puts next year's growth outlook in jeopardy and in question, and that could shake the markets a little bit. All right, so pay attention to your COVID headlines. They're still relevant. Okay, they're still relevant. And then you can see today, after that, the markets just never looked back. Just an absolute rip your face off rally. And for those that are wondering, when did I get that phone call? I got that phone call right here. I got that phone call right here. Where I was just completely caught off guard with a very disturbing phone call. Now I'm back in a somber mood. And I missed the call option trade on the SPY. I missed the call option trade on the SPY. But this is why I talk about, standing on your own 2 feet. Okay. This is why it's so damn important, because I came on the microphone and I told you guys right in here, I told you guys, this is a bullish announcement that the Federal Reserve is portraying itself Okay. The Federal Reserve is portraying itself that we are still in control. We are still in control. The rate expectations told you that. And a lot of our members were able to take that analysis and buy call options in here and then catch this huge rally into the close. Just a rip your face off rally into the close. Absolutely insane move on the overall markets. Everybody welcome Oz. 11 of those laptops left now. Everybody welcome Oz. 11 laptops left. Guys, remember, go to ttgoffer.com. The coupon code is TTG121. You'll get the 46% discount, the 2 small private study groups, a chance to earn the free laptop, and the money back guarantee where if you don't make your $1184 back after going through the courses, passing the quizzes, attending 1 study group, I'm going to give you your $1184 plus I'm giving you an extra $1,000 on top. So I'm going to give you back $2,184. That is how confident I am in our ability to help you succeed. That's how I prove to you that results matter at True Trading Group. I put my money where my mouth is. That's how we prove it. All right. So Santa Claus Rally now, guys, is allowed to be on. All right. And is it possible for us to continue higher and get up there into the high 470s, touch 480? Yes. Yes, it's absolutely possible for us to get up to that point. Absolutely possible. You just have to pay attention to COVID. Okay? You just got to pay attention to COVID. All right? So that's it. All right, guys, I'd like to see who's still with us right now. Who's still with us that is not a member of True Trading Group? If you're not a member, type TTG. Type the letters TTG. Way to go, Tom. Tom pulled out $5,200 today on that SPY analysis. Way to go, Tom. We got Dirty Cuban. We got Mirror Person. We got Dave Norby. What's up? Duff Beers. Yo, K-Rock. What's up? Nice. Danny with a first day trial. Welcome, Danny. Vin Tran. Alex Seriano. Good, guys. Listen, for all of you typing TTG in chat right now, okay, be honest. For everyone that typed TTG, seriously, be honest. What is your biggest hurdle that's preventing you from pulling the trigger and signing up? I mean, it's real question. If you are not a member still and you're on the live stream, what is holding you back? What's the biggest hurdle? Tell me, be honest. You can say, Mike, I think you suck as a trader. Okay, that's the reason why you don't want to sign up. Okay. I would question why you're on the live stream then at that point, but I just would like to know. I'd like to know what some of your reasons or thoughts are. Time, the fee, work. Wife says no, I have to live with her. Been with you guys since the beginning, but never had time to sit down and give it full time. I want to learn while I'm saving. Guys, listen, I see there's a lot of people that are talking about, like, I don't have the time. One person said, work. Let me just clarify something real quick for everyone that feels that they don't have the time or maybe that work gets in the way. I don't want you guys to feel that just because you work a full-time job that you're not able to capitalize in movements and opportunities in the overall markets. There are a lot of different ways for you to capitalize in the markets. It doesn't have to be an active day trading You can swing trade. You can also take advantage of long-term investing strategies that we talk about inside of True Trading Group. You can learn how to sell covered calls. There's so many different things that you can learn as a member of True Trading Group. It's not just about following a mod's trade alerts. It's about being educated enough to where you can actually take control of your own financial future and have an understanding of when opportunities present themselves in the market. Inside of True Trading Group, you have to understand that we do not just day trade. We day trade, we also swing trade, we also do long-term investing type stuff as well. Okay? We trade stocks, we trade options. We also sometimes trade crypto. We trade small caps, we trade mid caps, we trade large caps. Okay. Leonardo says, I screwed my account. I need to start from the bottom again. Start from the bottom with us, Leonardo. Start from the bottom with us, brother. Trust me, there's a ton of members that joined True Trading Group after they lost a ton of money trying to do this on their own, or they were part of some other kind of scam group that promised the moon and the stars and gave them nothing. And every single one of those members wishes they joined True Trading Group sooner. Guys, if you're a member of True Trading Group and you wish you joined sooner, type the number 1 in chat. Type the number 1 in chat if you are a member and you wish you joined sooner. Type the number 1 in chat. Leonardo, I would just pay attention to how many people type the number 1 in chat. Because the sooner that you get educated is the sooner that you can actually start to take advantage of opportunities in the marketplace. And the sooner that you can prevent yourself from making mistakes that are going to cost you a lot of money. If not anything, at least join True Trading Group so that you can learn what not to do, because learning what not to do is going to save you way more than 1184. And I got news for you. In the overall markets, there is no refund. There is no money back guarantee in the markets. When you lose 1184 in the market, you lose 1184 and no one's giving it back to you. You're going to have to work for it and earn it back. But at True Trading Group, if you guys invest 1184 in yourselves in this platform, you actually put in an effort, I'm going to guarantee that 1184. I'm also going to give you $1,000 on top of that if you fail. You just have to give me an effort. So I am so confident in our ability to help you succeed that I'll do whatever we need to do to remove your risk, to break down the hurdle that is standing in your way, causing you to say, you know what, no, I'm not going to do this yet. I don't want you to feel that way. Part of our goal and our mission, like I said, is to level and empower empower the retail trader and level the playing field for them. And that requires us to do what we have to do to make sure that this remains within reach financially for anyone that wants it. That's why I'm offering you that money back guarantee. Now, I can't offer you the membership for free because the tools and resources that we have on our platform are expensive. All the scanners, the simulators, the news feeds, the analyst ratings, the level 2, the charting software, all of that stuff is expensive to have on the platform. So I can't give it to you for free. But what I can do is give you the next best thing, and that is a guarantee on your membership plus $1,000 on top for the inconvenience if our program fails you. You just have to go to tgdoffer.com and use the code TTG121. And don't think if you have a full-time job, you can't do this. That's just simply not true. We have tons and tons and tons of members that work full-time jobs, and they implement a trading style that fits their full-time job and the time that they have or don't have. There's 8 other professional traders besides myself inside of True Trading Group that are moderators that are calling out trades. They all have their own style and their own strategy that could benefit you one more than the other. And having exposure to those is important. So let me actually prove a point to you about working a full-time job. If you are a member of True Trading Group and simply you are making money with True Trading Group while working a full-time job, type the letter I and tell me what you do for a living. Now, anyone that feels that they can't do this because of a full-time job, please read some of the comments that are about to come through chat. Again, guys, type the letter I, tell me what you do for a living if you're making money while working a full-time job. Pogba is a geologist. Dave is a bartender. Nancy's a registered nurse, an auditor. My boy Rhino owns his own company. Insurance professional for Joseph. A truck driver for Eric. Ivan's a systems engineer. K-Rock owns a landscaping business. Wow, Barb quit her job as a nuclear medicine tech. My boy Tex, what's up, Tex? Construction project manager. An ops director. Real estate, production manager, cleaning business, a physician, nurse practitioner, and a nursing instructor, electrical engineer, judicial law clerk, okay, HVAC technician. So you guys get the point. These are all members of True Trading Group that work full-time jobs, but yet they are still making money. If they can do it, so can you. Matt said it the best earlier. If you want to know if True Trading Group is worth spending the $1,000, ask members themselves. If you want to know if TTG is helping people better their lives, ask members themselves. And that's why when I come on these live streams, I ask members. They respond to these questions because I think it means more coming from them than it does coming from me. All right? That's it, folks. And so again, go to ttgoffer.com and type the coupon code TTG121. Let me show you some of the tools. All right, real quick, I'll just show it to you. I'll run through it. I just want to show you what some of this stuff looks like. All right, because remember, as a member, you're getting access to the Trading Performance Journal. All right, let me show you what it looks like. Tracks all your trading, gives you hard stats and data so you can figure out where you're making mistakes. You get our Benzinga Pro real-time newsfeed. Gives you live breaking up to the second news alerts directly inside chat. Everything I'm showing you is included with 1184. This is all included. You don't pay extra for anything. Quote Streams Full Book Level 2 shows you all the market makers. ETNA's Trade Simulator. This lets you trade stocks and options with fake money. Trade Ideas Scanner shows you what stocks are making new highs, new lows, and have a surge in volume. We just added options flow and dark pool data as well. Something that used to only be available to hedge funds and financial institutions and professionals. Not anymore. Now the TTG fam has access to it. You got our own proprietary software that's got the same functionality as FinViz Elite. You can actually click on any one of these tickers and get unlimited downloadable analyst reports. So you can actually see how many analysts have a buy, sell, or hold rating on a stock before you buy it. You got a social sentiment scanner that tells you, it's literally big scours Reddit, StockTwits, and Twitter and tells you what stocks are being talked about the most. Then you got TradingView's Pro Plus charting software, one of the most commonly used charting softwares by active traders. You get a minimum 10 easy to follow actionable real-time trade alerts per week from a community of pros supporting over an 80% win rate. We keep a trading journal on our site. We're fully transparent. Every buy, every sell, it's all right there for you to see for yourself. You got those 2 small private study groups with a pro trader, your chance to speed up the learning curve. The entire curriculum, a simplified and expanded upon version where I learned working at the fund, beginner and foundation courses, advanced courses, options, swing trading, trader psychology, crypto, you name it, we've got access to all of it, text and video format. Then you also have a video library that has over 100 hours of additional educational video content, like how to grow a small account, how to trade working full-time job, how to resist FOMO, just to name a few. And then the chat room, where the mods and I share our screen with you. We're live on the microphone talking to you during the day from pre-market till after hours. You can also send us DMs in chat and ask us questions throughout the day. Guys, take advantage of this offer. The price is going up at midnight tonight. Go to ttgoffer.com. The coupon code is TTG121. Get the 46% discount, the money back guarantee, the private study groups, and the chance to earn the free laptop. Guys, if you are a member of True Trading Group, the code word for tonight is bestest. The code word for tonight is bestest. All right? If you're not a member, you have no idea what I'm talking about. If you are a member, you know what I'm talking about. We do a lot of fun giveaways with our members. The code word for tonight is bestest. All right? So there you have it, folks. All right, thanks for joining me tonight, guys. I hope this was helpful. Last but certainly not least, I forgot to mention, we do have a 1-week trial for anyone that's interested. You can go to ttgthree.com. Join us for a 1-week trial. It's only $3. We charge $3. Make sure you're a real person, okay? No auto renew, no recurring payment. It's a one-time payment of just $3. Again, go to ttgthree.com. ttg1.com to join us for that 1 week trial. Otherwise, if you guys want that full 46% discount and everything else we discussed, TTG121, coupon code, use it now. Subscribe to the channel. Thanks for joining me tonight, folks. Make sure you turn on your notifications. Don't ever miss these lives, and smash that like button. I love you guys. I'll see you all tomorrow.